Several comments I've received go something like this: well, I had a horrible childhood and I don't kill people. So here's a video addressing why many of you out there, unlike Ted Bundy, don't wind up to be psychopathic killers. Psychopathy is a neuropsychiatric disorder marked by a lack of empathy and poor behavioral controls, commonly resulting in criminal behavior such as murder. According to Robert Hare's psychopathy checklist, psychopathy runs on a spectrum, and the higher or more extreme you are in these areas, the more likely you are to be a true psychopath. Psychopaths make up 1% of the population, and the makeup of a psychopath usually includes 3 key elements. There's your genetic lineage, from which, according to some studies, you can inherit high vulnerability genes to psychopathy. In other words, these genes can position a person to be at a disadvantage when it comes to the development of psychopathology. 2. There's the structure and function of various parts of your brain, namely the limbic system, which is shown to be turned off or not lighting up properly when exposed to certain stimuli. Specifically, the amygdala, which among other things is the fear center. It detects danger in your environment. The stronger the psychopathic traits, the less response the amygdala has. Studies suggest that a person can be born with a limbic system that simply underfunctions. However, your environment, which is key element number 3, can also impact the response of your amygdala. We know that chronic toxic stress in a child's environment, such as child abuse or neglect, can permanently damage the amygdala. And if you think about it, if you inherit psychopathic genes, the chances of you growing up in an environment with psychopathic people is higher than those who don't inherit these genes. James Fallon, an American neuroscientist, is an example of somebody who comes from a psychopathic genetic lineage and has a psychopathic brain structure, but who did not turn out to be a psychopathic criminal. Here's the key factor: he was adopted. After discovering that his brain scan was identical to those of psychopathic killers and that his genetic lineage revealed 4 lines of murderers, he became curious about why he himself did not go down the killer path. What he found is that these killer genes, so to speak, were mainly activated in the first few years of a child's life due to the environment, growing up with certain factors such as abuse or abandonment. Studies reveal that if you have these genes and these limbic system malfunctions, but you grow up in a loving, supportive environment, the nurturing environment can actually erase some of the negative characteristics. There is evidence that it may be possible to uncode psychopaths. So you likely need 3 parts of the equation to be a true psychopath, not just 1 or even 2. There's a dance between one's genes and one's environment that can ultimately shape one's brain structure, making up who we are, who we become, and the choices we make later in life. This suggests that even people born to be psychopathic killers can be behaviorally redirected.